Why did it just start raining?
Okay, it says no rain.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Looks like a little child looking at me.
No, I'm saying like, I feel like this is the woods right here in this little circle, but it really is a lot bigger. I didn't like really believe into things like this.
I was trying to put the threat in front of me.
Why do you think it's a little kid?
Oh my god. Looks like a little child looking at me. I don't like being in this thing. Oh my god. Stop walking. If you're there, can you let us know? I saw bright light just shoot past the chairs. Do you want to communicate with us?
Aiden? Is that you?
No. An opportunity?
So guys, we are back from the woods. It's actually a while after, and I'm done editing all the videos, and I started posting some of them, and I'm actually doing like a kind of a recap of what happened and how at least me and Aiden felt, because Brandon and Tony had no idea about this, and he didn't know until like an hour ago. So we're going to talk about some key things like him mainly seeing the kid in the woods, because he swears on anything that he actually seen them. And there's actually past history and other things that go along with it. So he could have actually seen something that's called the Children with Black Eyes. And then we're going to be talking about the rain that happened out of the middle of nowhere, and the cameras going on and off, lights going on and off, just random noises we heard, and the Ouija board and the spirit box. So we're probably going to talk about the children last, so stay to see that. But the first thing I want to talk about is kind of the rain. So it was not supposed to rain that night. That's the whole reason like why we kind of went out. And if we would have known it would have rained, I don't want to get my equipment wet because it's kind of expensive. And the forecast showed that it didn't rain. I mean, you
could see it in one of the videos on his phone.
And I even showed it on the video. The 80% thing that was on there was like I think the temperature.
Yeah, it was the temperature.
It was the temperature, which I was kind of dumb and I thought it was the percentage.
But it did say no rain.
Yeah, it said no rain, and it was not supposed to rain. And it didn't happen until we brought the spirit box out. And some of the things that we realized with the spirit box was it kind of had like a weird connection with Tony. And the series before this one, it was just me and Tony in the woods by ourselves in a tent. And I feel like there was a lot more stuff going on in that video than there was this one. I'm not sure if we believed more or just what was going on, or it was just because of our energies, or just me and him, and there was nothing else to block it out.
Or too many people, and they scared the
because
off.
I think Brandon is very, I don't know, he's kind of weird about some stuff, so that might have been something. Tony is very, like, I don't know, he's just like very, I don't know how to explain it. Vulnerable, yeah, to that kind of stuff, because he's like, as he says in the video, he doesn't really want to mess with the stuff. And other times we would like bring up his name and it would go silent and then say stuff. And other times we'd ask questions, or it would just randomly like go through the static channel like they're supposed to, say something, and then go through it again, which I'm not sure if that's a spirit talking or what, but it is kind of weird that it would stop and then start again. How it would pick that channel out of all the ones that it's filtering through and choose that. Another weird thing was the Ouija board. Now, I've never done a Ouija board. Aiden had never done one.
It was our first time.
And it was Tony's first time. He didn't even touch the thing. And he barely wanted to look at it. Brian has done it multiple times. He's actually done it in cemeteries before. Oh. It was my first experience, and I can tell you it moved. The way an Ouija board is supposed to work, which is misunderstood by 90% of the people that use Ouija boards, is the spirit is supposed to not hold there and be there with you and move it with you. It's actually supposed to possess one of the people there. So it could have possessed either him, me, Brandon, and us not know and move it. Because that's the whole point. It's possessing one of us and taking our energy and putting it towards moving it and communicating through us and our energy. So I don't know. We did have a weird thing because it ended up doing Anno Domini, which is actually means AD in like history talking, and AD is like in a spiritual way and like a religious way the years after Jesus. So it had a direct transition to Jesus and the Bible and all that things, which is the spirit world and all that and everything that's got to do with that. So I don't know how much directly related that is. I can't tell you if that was just a coincidence and what happened. And AD is like, just like the history behind it and all that is kind of just weird that that got brought up. Even if we did just randomly choose numbers and or letters and stuff, it was
super weird.
It's a weird coincidence. And also another weird thing that happened was our lights and cameras and all those kind of things going off, and it happens more as we go through the video. So, which could just be the batteries running out. I can't really tell.
We're also getting closer to witching hour.
Yeah, 3 a.m. I can't really tell you if that was just coincidence or the batteries dying, but we ended up leaving there with only the flashlights on our phone, and I think we had the candles, right?
Yeah, we had the candles. So.
Yeah, that was the way we got out of there, was with just those lights, because the main one that Tony was using died. The one night vision camera ended up dying. The camera that we're using now ended up dying. And the only one that didn't die, which had issues in the other video, was the one that my other camera that I use, which is my old camera, which is just kind of weird. I don't know. If this died, it has the same battery life. They're literally the same battery, so I don't know why that one would die and this one wouldn't. And we didn't change the batteries in any of them except for the night vision one. So I don't know how that worked. And then bringing up some like of our old stories, we brought it up in one of the episodes of like the series episodes. Don't really want to talk about that here. I can talk about it in another video if you guys want me to. Just tell me in the comments, and I can bring Tony, I can bring Aiden, because I've had weird stuff happen in the room that we're in right now.
Do you want to tell them about that?
I mean, you can bring up a couple things.
Okay, we've had times where it'll be like, it's completely dark, it's like in the middle of the night, and his computer would just turn on in the room by itself. And what's crazy about that is the night before it happened when I was here, it turned on at the exact same time.
Yeah, and then the night, I think, then that happened one night, and then the night before that, it happened to me when I was alone. And then I've also heard, this is a window behind me, I've heard things like hit the wall and hit the window, and that was one time when Tony was over, so that's why Tony can come over and kind of be in that video. And
yeah, I would head out after that, yeah.
So can Brandon, because he was part of the other experience with us. So I'm not sure if it's just like a thing around me and my family, or just, I don't know, because we were actually in a different state when the one thing happened to us. So I don't know. But the main thing that's going to be about this video is actually the child, or maybe multiple children that Aiden's seen.
Yeah, you know, we were just sitting out there. We were out there for, what, 30 minutes, maybe, when I started to see things.
It was definitely in, like, the first episode of it.
Yeah. It was behind me, because we were in, like, our circle, right? And behind me, I started hearing noises. I turned around, and I didn't see anything, right? And then I kept turning back and forth, because I kept getting this nervous feeling that something was watching me. I mean,
everybody gets that feeling. Like, you just kind of feel like that presence on you, that, like, something's, like, behind you. And we were hearing noises, like, the whole night. Actually, there's, like, a fence near there, a little bit of ways. And we didn't get it on the cameras, but it sounded like something hit the fence in the middle of it. And I don't know what that was.
There was definitely something that hit the fence.
It was loud, too.
It's not a leaf, that's for sure.
Just like on the video, the series before this, how we heard the running. You couldn't really hear it in the video, but like it was clear as day there. Like, I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
Which could be the link to the child.
Yeah. Well, anyway, about the child, I turned around at one point and I started to like scan my eyes from the woods behind me, and my eyes just hit like a reflection, and I thought it was eyes because that's the first thing I saw, and I just saw a child's face appear. He was, I don't know, 3 feet, looked about 7 or 8, and he was just staring at me, and his eyes were like kind of bright. You could see the reflection.
Okay, so him telling that story, I kind of watched some other videos and other things, and I learned that there's this thing called the Black-Eyed Children, and they're known to come to your house, knock on the door and ask to use the bathroom, the phone, and try to get you to invite them in your house. They're known to be hitchhikers, panhandlers asking for help, main thing asking for help. They're also known to be seen in the forest and in the woods.
Actually, about the children asking for help, it looked like it needed help. It was just kind of staring at me like it wanted to ask a question or like it needed something. It was super freaky.
So I'm not sure if there's a direct relation to that. I know there was a child that I thought me and Tony heard in the video before, and we had not mentioned that to Aiden before, so that's another, if that's just a coincidence, that's a weird coincidence. I know there's a couple videos that I've seen on YouTube of people actually catching them. The ones that I've seen, they didn't really look real, but I have seen, like, they're known to be around deer, and they can travel with deer, and I know, and the place that we were at, there's deer there often. And then another thing that you mentioned was their age, how old you thought they were.
Yeah, like 7 or 8.
So
they were definitely not teenagers, or they weren't like infants. They were definitely.
So the main age for Black-Eyed Children is 6 to 16. I think he said 7 to 8, which is like right at the level. And he also mentioned their eyes, which were irregular, not normal eyes.
Okay. It was like if you've ever seen like an animal at night and you can see its eyes clearly in the dark.
Which actually humans' eyes won't reflect in the light like that. We would have known if it was an animal.
Not many animals stand like 3-4 feet tall.
And sound like they're running on 2 feet away from a tent when you're in the woods.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the end of this video. Just me and Aiden talking about what we thought we heard and other things like that. Like I said, throughout the whole night there was weird noises. And the previous and a lot of the times you could see our heads like jerking. Especially his.
Yeah.
Because we thought we heard stuff. And it wasn't just like a little like from the rain like hitting the pedal or something or leaves. It was pretty loud.
Definitely
like
crunching of
steps.
Sticks breaking and everything.
And there's sticks everywhere around there. So, I don't know an animal that walks on 2 feet. It sounds like a little kid running through the leaves. Because that was my experience with me and Tony. Your experience was seeing a little kid. And me and Tony definitely believe you. I believe you. This is totally real for us. Nothing of this is fake or acted. Because I can't act.
And I can't act.
Yeah. So, there's a reason why I'm making videos and not on a movie. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this series. And if you haven't watched the other ones, now you kind of have like an insight to them. So go watch them. I love you guys, and I will see you next video or next series.
Wait. Let me smash it.
I wasn't going to do it.
Oh, well, you have to.
Okay, do it.
Okay.
Peace out, guys.